Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you. So today, in the lecture of data communication, we would be learn about the Huffman coding. Maybe uh, it is a last lecture of this unit, or if the exercise would be not completed, then we would go for the next lecture also. So in the last lecture, we have learned about the Shannon-Fano code. That is also one of the kind of the source coding technique. And today we would be learn the Huffman coding. So if you would be see procedure for Huffman coding, generally we know that Shannon-Fano coding may not always be give optimum solution. That's why we have moved to the Huffman coding. So what is the Huffman coding we have to be see now? Huffman coding refers an algorithm for constructing efficient source codes for discrete memoryless source. Huffman coding refers an algorithm for constructing efficient source codes for discrete memoryless source with source symbols that are not equally probable. Okay. So here we would be deal with the source symbols that is having different or variant probabilities. So a variable length code encoding algorithm was suggested by the Huffman in 1952. This technique is very older technique, nearly 60 years ago. Huffman has given this algorithm, and it is based on the source symbols having different probabilities. So suppose the probabilities are pxi, where I is 1 to 1, 2, 3 up to the L. The algorithm is optimal in the sense that the average number of bits required to represent the source symbols is minimum, and provided the prefix coding is made. This algorithm is optimal. I have told you that Shannon-Fano coding is not optimal, but this algorithm, Huffman coding, is optimal. And in what sense it is optimal? The average number of bits required to represent the source symbols is minimum, as well as it is fulfilling the prefix condition. Okay. So if you would be see what are the steps we have to be used to implement this algorithm. So these steps are very much important, and all of you, I request, please note down this all steps, because it would be base for solving the numerical. So for the Shannon-Fano coding and Huffman coding, generally question is asked as numerical. Very few times it is happened that they have been asked the theoretical point of view, means they have asked the steps. So steps are in both way important. Either they are asking the theoretical questions or numericals. The first step for Huffman coding algorithm is arrange source symbols in decreasing order of their probabilities. And this step is common with the Shannon-Fano code. There also we have used the same phenomena. We have to be arrange the source symbols according to the decreasing order of probabilities. Means highest probability would be at the first and lowest probability would be at the last. Second step is take the bottom two symbols. We have to start with the least probability. So take the bottom two symbols and tie them together as shown in this figure 1. You can see in this particular diagram also. Take bottom two symbols. Okay, it is the bottom most symbol and it is before that. Take two the symbol, tie them. One would be assigned as a 0, another is 1, as we know that. So this would be tie them, and then there would be combined probability. Okay, Pn minus 1 plus Pn. So add the probabilities of the two symbols and write it on the combined node like this. Here it is written, and label two branches with binary 1 and 0 as we have mentioned here. Okay, so this is the second step. First step is arranging the source symbols in decreasing order of probabilities. Second, take the bottom two symbols and tie them together and add the probabilities of two symbols and write it on the combined node. Okay, now the third step is treat this sum of probabilities as a new probability. Whatever the summation you have to be performed, like in the previous case, Pn minus 1 plus Pn. So this sum would be become another probability, a new probability. So treat this sum of probabilities as the new probability associated with the new symbol. New probability associated with the new symbol. Again, pick the two smallest probabilities, tie them together to form a new probability. And each time we perform the combination of two symbols, we reduce the total number of symbols by 1. Okay, so in the next step again we have to do the same operation, means we have to pick up the two smallest probabilities, tie them together to form a new probability, and each time when we would be do the same steps, what we are doing, when we have to be combine the two symbols, it will become one symbol. Means each time when we perform this operation, we reduce the total number of symbols by 1. And whenever we tie together two probabilities, we label the two branches as binary 1 and binary 0. Okay, so this is a reduction method. You can refer it as a reduction method. I hope you have noted down the third step. So we have to move for the fourth one. The fourth step is continue the procedure until only one probability is left. So we have to start from the bottom end and goes to the top, and continue this procedure until one probability is left, and it should be 1. If your addition is right, finally you would be got the probability, summation of probability is 1 at last. And this complete, if it is not coming 1 means there is some mistake in your summation. So you have to be again recheck your procedure. This completes the construction of Huffman tree. So in this way, we have to be constructing the Huffman tree. This is very much important. We are constructing the Huffman tree. We have to be construct a Huffman tree for our to solving the problem based on the Huffman code. Okay. Now we have to be come to the fifth number step. To find out the prefix code of any symbol, follow the branches from final node back to the symbol. While tracking back the route, read out the labels on the branches, and this is the code word for the symbol. Okay, so to find out the prefix code, what we have to do? When there is no one probability is left, summation is 1, we have to start from that end and trace back the path, and from final node back to the symbol. Each symbol we have to be back, and during the this tracing back path or route, whatever the labels would be in the path, that we have to be read out corresponding to that particular symbol, and this would be the code word for that particular symbol. Okay, so this would be more clear when I would be take one example. So these are the 5 steps that we have to be follow for Huffman coding algorithm. So these are the 5 step phenomena that we have to be follow here today. I hope all of you have noted down all these steps. Now we have to be take one of the example related to this to clear the concept of Huffman coding. We have to be take one of the example. So according to example, we have to be all of you please noted down this example. Okay, this is the example for Huffman coding. Then we have to be solve all the numericals based on the Shannon, Fanon, and Huffman. Consider discrete memoryless source with 7 possible symbols, that is start from xi, that is I is 1, 2 up to the 7. Here are the 7 symbols, and all the 7 symbols having the corresponding probabilities, like first symbol having probability 0.37, then second is 0.33, third is 0.16, fourth one is 0.07, fifth one is 0.04, sixth one is 0.02, seventh one is 0.01. So these are the 7 probabilities corresponding to the 7 symbols. All of you please note down this question. This is a very good example. Apply Huffman coding to encode the message and find the coding efficiency. Okay, apply the Huffman coding to encode the message and find the coding efficiency. We have to be apply this Huffman coding and generate the code words of the message symbol, and finally we have to be find out the efficiency. Okay, so I think all of you have completed this. Before going to start this solution, I just want to see your availabilities and attention on this lecture. Can anyone tell me the formula of coding efficiency? Can anyone tell me the formula of coding efficiency? That is eta.
Eta is equal to h of x upon L.
H of x
Upon L.
L. Okay. So h of x is what? Who would tell me what is h of x? What is h of x? Sagar, Bambale, roll number 4. What is h of x? Kshitija, roll number 6. What is h of x here? Abhishek Kanwade, what is h of x? Supriya Hase, what do you mean by h of x? See, this is your status. You have just turned on your mobile phones and just join the lecture, but you are not mentally present. You are maybe with your mobile phone, or maybe you are doing some of your personal work. So in this way, if you would be attending the lectures, in every lecture it is not we have that so too much time that we have to be taking care of each and every student, that they are carefully attending the lecture or not. And this is the most simple. So this is during the whole 3rd unit we are discussing about the h of x. We start from the first lecture to the end. Still you are not know the name and not has the formula.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, summation of p of x into log of 1 upon p of x.
Yes, this is the formula. But what is the mean of h of x? H of x?
Source entropy.
Entropy. Yes. This is your entropy, average entropy you can take here. Okay, so it is what P of x log of base to 1 upon P of x. It is very shameful condition really. If you would be not, it is a very simple unit and it is a scoring unit. See, unit number 2 and 3 both are numerical based units. In unit number 2 little bit theories are very there, but in unit number 3 mostly the numericals are there. If you would properly practice it, what I have taught you and all the topics you would be take and just do the some questionnaires from any book, then it would be boost up your confidence and it would be give you the full marks. In the numerical, you know that there is no chance of decrease or cutting off the marks for evaluation. If you would make a correct solution, you would make a complete mark. It is a scoring unit. After that, 4th, 5th, and 6th, all are theoretical units only. There are little bit numericals, but up to first two, second and third, this is mostly that is based on numericals. What is the L? What is L?
Length.
Which length? Average chord length. Okay. That is also we have seen the sigma P of x, L of x. Okay. Now we have to come to the solution of these numericals. Now when you have to see that, first of all, the step is arrange this according to the decreasing order of probability. So the probability is random here given. So which symbol having the highest probability? If you have to see all this description, so P of x1 is the highest value of probability, and which is having the lowest value of probability, P of x7 is lowest value of probability. So we have to arrange like this. So see, this is the Huffman tree. I just taken the screenshot of one of the book written by the Ranjan Bose. It is a very good book for information. The name of the book is Information Theory and Cryptography. This is the best book for this particular topic. And that particular person is a professor in IIT. So he has written a very good book on this. So Huffman coding, this is the Huffman tree we are actually forming. So how this is, we have to first arrange this symbol according to decreasing order of probability. You can see here the probability is decreasing in the decreasing order. Start from the highest value to the lowest value. Now we have to take the bottom two elements. So bottommost is x7 and before that x6, and combine their probabilities, and each would be assigned 0 and 1. Upper branch is assigned as a 0 and lower branch is assigned as a 1, and then do the summation of their probabilities. So 0.023 plus 0.01 is 0.03, and just compare this probability with the next probability. So next probability is 0.04. So we have to see if it is lesser than this, we have to keep on the same level. Okay, and we have to do the same function. Again we have to combining these two probabilities 0.07 and assigning these branches as a labeling binary 0 and binary 1. Then again we have to repeat this step till we have not get a zero probability. Okay, so now you have to see here 0.07 is compared with this. Both is having the same probability. So there is two options, because we know that Huffman codings are not universal. So there is there are multiple solutions for one problem using the Huffman coding. So here there is one of the way is that the combined probability value, if it would become same with the next probability value or higher than this next probability value, you have to brought this branch upward to this, or otherwise if both are same, you would keep on the same level like this. Here they have kept. So now we have to just assign the values 0 and 1, and addition of these two probabilities, then it is coming as a 0.14. Again 0.14 is compared with the next one, it is lower than this, so you have to keep in the same level. and assign the 2, 0 and 1, and just combine these two probabilities, it will become 0.30. Then again, it will be compared with the next one, 0.33 is lesser, so it will be keep on the same level. Again, assign the branch 0 and 1 and add it, it would be become 0.66. Then again at the last, 0.66 is higher than this. So there is a two-way here. They have followed the one of the way that they have kept 0.66 at the same level and 0.37 at the same level and assign 0, 1, and finally the what is the solution is that it would become as the summation of these two probabilities as actually this is a mistake they have done. This is 0.63 actually. Okay, so 0.63 would be here because we have to be at 0.30 and 0.33. Now 0.63 and 0.37 would be added and it would be become 1. So this is the final step when your probability summation would be equal to 1. Okay, now you have to apply the trace back path. Okay, so now you have to apply the trace back path and generate the code words. So how the code words would be generated? You have to be see here. It is shown in this table. I would be come to this table later on. So how you have to form this table? You have to be see. First of all, you have to be write the symbols in the decreasing order probability, their probabilities, then their self information. Self information. We have to be know the formula of information. Okay. So they have to be use this formula of log. Okay. Now px 1 upon log log base to 1 upon px is the self information is there, and then when we have to be sum all this, it would be become the we have to be find out the average probability later on. Then we have to main target is from the Huffman tree is that you have to be find out the code word. So what is the value of the code word is here? You have to be see. The code word is see from you have to be come back to the trace back path. Now when the probability is 1, first of all you have to be write the code word for the x1. So just see from this point up to x1 any branch is there? No, there is no branch. There is only one, that is 0. So the code word for this particular x1 is 0. Now come for the x2. What is the trace back path for this? For x2, if you have to be see, this is the x2 and you have to be start from the end. 0 is only coming to the x1, so 0 would be not considered here. Only 1 is associated with x2 through 0. So the code word would be very much clear if you have to follow this path, that is 1 0. MSB is 1, LSB is 0. You can see here. First is coming 1 and then it is coming the 0. Now come for the x3. When you have to come for the x3, you have to be see that we have to be start from 1 again. 0 is ended here only, so we have not considered 0. 1 is coming to the downward side, so we have to start from 1. Okay, and come from 1 and we have to be go to the x3 actually. Then again the next one is coming and then it is following the 0, and in this way we have to be goes back to the x3. This is a trace back. So our code word is 1 1 0. Similarly for the x4, what is the path? It is start again from the 1. It is start from 1, then again 1, and then again 1, and then 0. So the code word for the x4 is 11110. You can see here. This is x3 xx 110 and this 11110. Now come for the x5. When you have to become for the x5, what do we have to be see? You can see here 1, then 1, then 1, then again 1, 4 times 1, and then 0. Similarly for x6, if you have to be go for the finding out the code word for the x6 here, you can see here 1, again 1, then again 1, 3 times 1, 4 times 1, 5 times 1, and then 6th one is a 0. 5 times 1, 0. x5 is 4 times 1, 0. x6 is 5 times 1, 0. And x7 is 6 times 1. So you can see here the code word is mentioned here, say for this case this is x5 is 4 times 1, 0, then x6 is here 5 times 1, 0, then x7 is 6 times 1. So in this way we have to trace back the path and reach to the symbol and define the code word for them. Now in your solution, this section is optional. You can write this value or you cannot write. It is not necessary. But symbols, probability and code word, it is compulsory. You have to write on the table. Now we have to find out the h of x for this. This is the entropy for this given information. So entropy of the source is what? H of x is sigma k is equal to 1 to k minus 1. So it is if you have to see the from 1 to 7 actually. So k is equal to 0 to k minus 1 hota hai. Then you have to be consider k equal to 1 to k, n is there. So 1 to 7, there are 7 symbols, and I have just taken the formula of minus sign. So because of taking minus, what happens? Log base to 1 upon px. Instead of that, we have to use log base to p of x. Okay. And when you have to be put up all the probabilities, what are the probabilities are there? If you have to be remember, the probabilities are very much clear. 0.37 log base to 0.37, then 0.33 log base to 0.33, like this. You have to be always keep the calculator with you, otherwise you would be take lots of the time and you would be not find out the solution within the time. So in this way we can calculate the h of x, that is coming as 2.115. okay. Now we have to come to the next one. We have to find out the average code word length. So for this you can see here L is equal to k is equal to 0 to 7 here. So here in this case pk lk. So in this case, instead of k is equal to 0, actually it is k is equal to 1, not k is equal to 0. At that time 0 to 6. In this case 1 to 7. So it would be equal to pk is probability associated with the symbol and lk is the length of the code word. So here you can add one more thing in the table. You can write the one of the term is that is called the code word length. That is also you can add on your table. You can write it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, and that would be reflect on your calculation. You can see here that is mentioned here. Each and every probability is multiplied with their code word length, and finally we will get this 2.17. So entropy is coming as 2.115 and average code word length is 2.17. And then you have to be put up on the formula of efficiency, and you would be see that efficiency has been became 97.47%. This is the efficiency of the given problem by using the Huffman coding technique. Okay, I hope the concept would be clear. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now how much the time is remaining according to that we would be more. Okay. I have one of the problem I have asked in the last class related to the Shannon-Fano coding. I would also revise that particular problem. Okay. So what is anyone has find out the solution of this problem? Anyone has any solution? So what is the solution for this? There is a two way that we have to be perform this solution. First of all, what we have to do? Message. In the solving the Shannon-Fano coding, what we have to be write? In the table, message, then probability, as usual as the, this is two common terms, then encoded message or code word you can say, okay, and then length. These four would be common for Huffman coding also and Shannon-Fano coding, okay. Now what is the message? X1, we have to be arranged in the decreasing. It is already given in the decreasing probability, yes. So you can rightly write this. Sometimes it is not given in the same order. So remember this thing. That's why I am repeating that you have to be arranged it in the decreasing probability, because it is not always given in the same decreasing probability order in the question. So sometimes examiner would be try to confuse the student. So if you would be practice only the problem that is having the already arranged probabilities, then you would be get a problem during the examination. So sometimes whatever they would be reshuffle this. Maybe x5 would means 0.08 is mentioned here and 0.2 is mentioned here. Okay, so it could be shuffled. So you have to be first see the value of probabilities and then arrange this as a decreasing value, and then you have to be start the solution. Okay. Now, what is the solution for this? If you have to be see, as per the Shannon-Fano coding, what is the, you have to be take the summation of this all probabilities and divide this arrangement into two equal probable messages. So we have to be see one of the way that you have to be do the partition on this particular node, that is x1 x2 is one end, because it would be equal to your 0.6, and if you would be do all the summation, it would become equal to 0.4. Okay, so 0.6 is higher than this. If you would be add this also, it would be become 0.6 and it would become 0.4. So either of the method you can use. Okay, so this is the first method I am going to talk about this. So when we have to be do the partition, you have to be above the partition 0 0 and below the partition how many times? 3 to 5. 5 times 1. 1 2 3 5. Okay, now as per the rule of the Shannon-Fano, what we have to be do? We have to be further do the partition on this above part of this particular partition. So you have to be going to do the partition here again. You would be see there is only another possibility that we have to be do the partition is that. So 0.4 and 0.2, that would be further divided as 0 and 1. Now this would be end here. This is completed. These two code word would be not further come into the operation. Okay, what is the length of this code word? 2, and this is also 2. Now come to the below messages. So if you have to be come to the below side, again we have to be this 5 symbols, we have to be do the two equal probable partition. So for this purpose, what we have to be do? Suppose this 2 would is the 0.2 and this 2 having the again the 0.2. So 2, this is become the two equal probable message. So we have to be do the partition from here. Okay, and in this case, what is there? 0 0, then 1 1 1. Okay, now again there is a chance of partition. Yes, there is a lots of a chance of partition is remaining here. So we have to be perform this partition again. So when you have to partition here, come to the top side. So it is again two equal parts. So 0 and 1. So in this way it would be 3. It would be 3. It would be end completed here. Now it is completed. Now we have to be come to the another section of this. Now when you have to be come to the another, there is a bottom 3 probabilities. Again do the partition, equal partition you have to be actually perform here. So for this purpose, you have to be do the partition. It is 0.8 and remaining is 0.12, the larger actually. So assign here 0 and here 1 1. Okay. Now this is completed. So again give the length of this 3, and at the end only the 2 messages are remaining. Just do the partition here it is 0 and 1. So it would be 4 and this is also 4. So in this way, you have to be perform the Shannon-Fanon coding. And now you have to be see that what is the value of all these terms that is mentioned on this table. Okay, so the length would be 2, 2, 3, 3, 3 and 4, 4. Okay, and the corresponding code words are here 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1, 0 and 4 times 1. Okay, now what is the task of you? You have to be find out the length of this coding. So what is the length of this code word is, if you have to be see, so the length would be calculated with the help of the formula. The formula of the L is what? It is equal to, we know that summation k is equal to 1 to 7, that is P of x into L of x. You can perform this, sorry, P of k into L of k. So that is equal to what? If you have to be do this, apply this formula, then you would be got the value. So it is what? 0.4 multiply with the 2, then 0.2 multiply with the 2, then 0.12 multiply with the 3, I think, and then 0.08 is multiplied with the 3, then 0.08 is again multiplied with the 3, then 0.08 is multiplied with the 4, then 0.04 is multiplied with the 4. So 3, 4, 7. There is total 7. So when you have to be do this all, you would be get 2.52 letters per message. Okay. So this is the one of the way to performing this coding. Okay, now we have to be find out the another h of x. So h of x is what? I'm just turn on the attendance box, chat box here. So h of x is, you can easily find out. So in this case, h of x is equal to what? H of x would be equal to sigma k is equal to 1 7 p of k log base to p of k, here minus sign. So when you have to be perform this all, you have to be know the formula. So 2.42 bits per message. Okay, this would become. So in this way, you can see that this is one of the way. Another way is that we have to be do the another method, use the another method here. Okay, so in this case, what we have to be perform here, there is a, I am just telling you on this particular table because there is very less time. So what you have to be do in the second method, you have to be partition like that. 0.4 is the one and rest of the elements in the another end, that is 0.6. Okay, and then do the same procedure, and in this way, when you have to be find out this L, this would be coming as 2.48. So here 2.48 is less as compared to the 2.52, and then you have to find out the efficiency, whose efficiency is higher, that is the final answer. Okay, so time is less, we would be discuss this on the next lecture. Try yourself. Thank you all of you for attending the lecture. In the next lecture, the unit would be complete. Thank you.